As we move down to the start now of the Fawley Challenge Cup, we have Maidenhead Rowing Club B against Star and Arrow Club B. Star and Arrow Club there on camera in the buck station. What would be going through their mind now? These are only junior rowers. It's a huge event for them to be at.
It is, and I think that their coaches will have said to them, you know, to make sure they stay in the moment, they stay in their boat and focused. And by in their boat, it means sort of, you'll see their heads are just facing forwards. They're not looking too much to the side, to the crew beside them. And I would say probably remembering just one or two technical things they need to take themselves off the line cleanly. And just by focusing on those one or two things, it should alleviate those last minute nerves. But to be honest, no matter who you are, as soon as it goes quiet and as soon as you're called forward, you're going to be nervous.
Star and Arrow, and I see that you are both.
Yes, I always found this little rehearsal from the umpire going through the starting procedure the most nerve-wracking at this event.
Get ready, please.
Just a little reminder about what you're about to go through.
Maidenhead on the left-hand side of the screen in the Bark station, Star and Arrow Club on the right-hand side of the screen.
Attention! Go!
With a start in the Fawley, such a great event, the Fawley. The only junior men's event in the program. And the standard of the competition is incredibly high. We can see the crew from Star and Arrow Club there on the right-hand side. Just struggling a little with the stream, but they're prepared for it. They're from Leander, so they know this piece of water pretty well, I would think. But getting back onto their station looking very strong.
Yeah, I think that Maidenhead had a good few strokes out the start there, and it's just of strokes 10 through to 15, the Star and Arrow Club started to find their rhythm a little bit nicer. Probably just relaxed a little bit more now they had got the adrenaline of the start out the way. So I think both crews are going to find themselves a little bit more in this next 30 seconds or so.
You can see the water's a little bumpy there. Star and Arrow Club just catching a few dirty strokes. You can see the water going up the shaft of the blade there. They're going to have to be really careful. It's such a unique place to race. There really isn't anything like it. A little bit of breeze along the water, but a little bit of boat wash to contend with as well. So it is tricky, requires very, very good skills in the quad to survive in conditions like this.
Yeah, but quite a nice weather, nice temperature to be rowing today. It's not too hot, not too cold. I think otherwise we would be pretty pleased to be rowing in this.
Certainly not the 34 degrees that you were seeing a week ago.
No, that would be difficult. I think everyone's probably pretty pleased that it's cooled down a bit since last week.
Both crews really level here. Like I said, the standard of this event is incredibly high. It's certainly one of the toughest in the competition.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I think that Maidenhead start of the first three strokes just really got to jump out. And as both crews found their rhythm, I think that's where the cruising speed has just been superior of Star and Arrow Club, and they're just inched back into a level position.
And a lot of people would fear racing this Maidenhead quartet. They are the B crew, but they have beaten a number of A quads throughout the season. They're very, very strong and great depth throughout that entire squad. So it certainly doesn't make much of a difference that they're the B crew. I think most crews would be fearful of racing them here in a match race. What a statement for Maidenhead to be able to put out this number of crews and have them all exceptional and have them all competitive, and like you say, to have a B crew at the start who you would sort of rate as an A crew from any other club, really. That's right. A great race here unfolding. Hard to believe this is a matchup that we're seeing on a Wednesday, on the first day of the regatta.
Yeah, it makes you think about it. It's going to be an exciting event to follow through the whole regatta if this is day one.
And I know over in Italy we have the Australian rowing team actually watching the racing today. The girls squad have their afternoon off, so hello to the Australian rowing team watching the broadcast. No doubt they'll be looking out for many of the British, German and Kiwi rowers that are here competing this week. So a big shout out to the team. Shame they can't be here being a part of it, but we'll see them next week at the World Cup.
Yeah, loads of people seem to be tuning in from all over the world, and it's amazing to have people watching and to have this, broadcast to anybody, all the rowing fans all over the world. It's fantastic. So yeah, big hello to everybody who's joining us.
And a great race here, Star and Arrow Club just moving out to a lead. Maidenhead looking very tidy, although maybe a little bit more laboured than the Star and Arrow Club crew at the top of the screen in the pink rowing suits.
It's interesting, a race like this, because I think if you were to look at the crews individually, it'd be tough to pick between, but there's something in that Star and Arrow crew that's just getting them that little bit more distance. But Maidenhead are holding on to a bit of overlap, and I think that's going to make it tough all the way down to the line if they can keep that.
Yeah, it certainly looks like there's a little bit of a higher rate of striking in that Star and Arrow Club crew. They're really trying to open up a lead here. It's always the aim in match racing, try and get that distance, try and get in a controlling position and sit out in front and really watch for the moves and the attacks that come. It's very hard when you're side by side or overlap, like we've seen these two crews for most of the race, for someone to take a controlling position, but we've seen Star and Arrow Club put themselves out on the line, I think, a little bit. They look like they're really working for that little bit of lead that they have. But if Maidenhead, who are looking a little tidier, are able to mount a sprint, this could get very interesting into the dying stages of the race.
Yeah, exactly. I think the different mentality from 6-lane racing to match racing is kind of on display here. Just punishing your opponent that little bit earlier on. Either they die off and they'll never touch you again, or they've got that little bit left that you haven't got and they'll sprint past you. So I think Star and Arrow are still pulling out a little bit here, but both crews showing themselves very, very strongly here.
Yeah, and the Star and Arrow Club B crew that we have here. In fact, the club actually has 3 crews in the Fawley, which is unbelievable. We were speaking about the depth of Maidenhead, the crew over on the top of your screen on the right-hand side in the Bark station, but also the depth of this club as well. To have 3 quads in this event is absolutely incredible. Yeah,
definitely. Is this what you want to see? Is that competitiveness you want to see, and to have this amount of crews racing hard is fantastic for both clubs.
We've seen some great steering, actually. I'm always amazed watching the Fawley, the junior men's event, and to see how well these boys control the boat, how well they steer, how composed they stay, considering how inexperienced they are really, and that they wouldn't have competed in many events quite like we see here at Henley.
It is amazing. You get young guys who are having to deal with being, on the start line of the biggest event of probably their lives, who have done a lot of training, who have been, under an immense amount of pressure, and competing with such professionalism and such maturity, and like you say, just this dead straight line, and those that don't have a straight line are just correcting themselves and sorting it out, and really sort of demonstrating a sense of maturity as they're racing down this course. I think it does look impressive.
And as they're coming down to the line now, it will be the Star and Arrow Club B crew in the pink Leander rowing suits on the left-hand side of your screen that will be victorious here. Such a tough battle. These crews were locked together for much of the race, but just moving ahead in the last third of the race was Star and Arrow Club over Maidenhead.
Yeah, really well deserved and well raced from both crews.